Yeah, beautiful weekend coming up, and every day is beautiful with a beautiful weekend coming up. And today is a recap Friday, and I'm Ann Devere, and I'm here with my partner here.
Sherry Sotelo.
There we go. She always likes that pause, the anticipation. Who is he? Okay,
We
so
are so ready for Friday.
we are. I have to tell you, one of my friends, I who knows me for over 30 years, she watched our episode, and she goes, "If I didn't know better, I would think you guys were high. You're just having way too much fun." Yeah, we're high on life. Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So today we're going to be recapping. So take over there, Sherry. What is it that we do? What?
We don't ever really know what we're doing. It's Friday, folks. It's just whatever's coming our way is coming our way. But we're going to go ahead and recap Mondays, expectations and tolerance, Tuesdays, the gifts of now, and Wednesdays, your spiritual self. So, how do we even do this? What's the fastest way to do this? Who knows? I know, wait, fast. I'm trying to get to the weekend, I guess, faster than I'm ready for it. But I got to make sure I do my self check. What am I expecting for this weekend? What am I willing to tolerate in my life this weekend? I have a beautiful gala event, so it's another red carpet, get dressed up kind of moment. So maybe that's why I'm just super excited about Friday, just it being Friday. And so, Anne, where do you see us going with this expectations and tolerance that we covered on Monday? We covered so much stuff.
We did. I think for me, as I've had time to kind of digest it, it's whenever we set up expectations, whatever it may be. I don't care if it's a meal that we're, oh, I can't wait to eat that. It's so delicious. And then like, oh, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, right? It happens anywhere, so we both like coffee ice cream. Well, some coffee ice creams are a lot tastier than others, so we set ourselves up. And so what is our tolerance level? How stuck are we on things that maybe don't meet our expectations? Our expectations too high? Are we too rigid? And so that's kind of what brought to mind as I was thinking over the week, if you will, expectations and tolerance. So that's kind of what I have on that.
And we talked about a little bit of how expectations and tolerance really lead to maybe physical fatigue and our immune system coming down. And I was sick for, a week or so there. And when I really put the expectation on myself to push through, guess what happened? It pushed me down. And so my tolerance level for the go, go, go really came down. So that's really how it affected the physical. And because that goes right into that piece again of perception of ability and capacity. Did I really understand what my ability and capacity needed to be versus what I thought it was going to be? And my body let me know, nope, time to rest. And that's kind of frustrating at times because I am, and Anne points this out, I'm the go, go, go. If I'm not going, I don't know. I may be going insane at that moment. And so this is really about why the expectations and tolerance for yourself is so important to recognize because you don't want to push past your limits. Otherwise, your limits push back on you. And yes, that really
Yeah.
takes away from understanding even how we rolled right into day 2 of this week, understanding what our gifts of now are, and being present in that moment. Well, you can't have all these expectations with really low tolerance and then really say that today is a gift. So it's stepping back and making today a gift. So this is our day 2 of the gifts of now. And you loved this topic about the gifts of now, that being present and being mindful and letting go and understanding our freedoms. It's such a wonderful place to be. And that's what we were just talking about right before we went live is like, oh, what am I expecting myself to do? Because I want to live for the now, and what is my future going to look like, and how am I presenting today as it stands?
Yeah, the gifts of now, they have changed over the years for me. My expectations and tolerance, but being able to focus on what's in front of me, you know, it's getting easier and easier. The better I know myself, the better I can, my choices are better. You know, my expectations are better managed. So it's all tied in together. And so the better my choices, the less room for stress, the less room for disappointment. So it's a lot easier to stay in the now. So it just one leads to the other. So if we're mindful, what we're expecting, planning, and listening to our body. You just pointed that out. I too sometimes I'll be exhausted. I'm like, oh, one more thing. I'm like, no more. I don't do that anymore. I learned the hard way. And so there's the physical, cognitive, and spiritual. The gift of now is really easy when you're in a spiritual space. The gift of now, because you just got to be present, uh, to be in gratitude for the health or whatever we have, in front of us. So it's a lot easier for me if I'm spiritually centered, and if I'm being mindful of what I'm planning. But here's the other part too, which surprised me a little bit, that I like pushing against my boundaries. I love pushing a little bit further out. I love testing myself. But the difference is that I don't fall over the edge anymore. I'm just like, ooh, wait a minute, that felt kind of good. A little bit more, a little bit more. How high can you go? How low can you go? There goes the dance now, right? I feel like we should be playing music.
We should. Oh man, and I even had the inflatable limbo stick as like, hey, how high can we go? How low can we go? Yes, absolutely. But what about letting go?
Oh, that's actually becoming a lot easier too. You know, um, the the reason it's becoming a lot easier is this keeps coming up over and over again. Powerless over people. Regardless of what I want you to do, you're not going to do it until you want to do it. So understanding that has made it a lot easier for me to be able to just kind of just go with the flow. One leads to the other. And so, yeah, I just lost my train of thought. So I'm going to come back over to you.
You let go of your thought. Perfect timing. And then you gave
That's
up
the
the freedoms.
flow.
Folks, if you're having a hard time following us, it's okay. We're having a hard time following ourselves because we are just here to be present. And we're going with that freedom of whatever comes to mind, comes out of our mouth, uncensored, unfiltered, ready to go. And however we feel about it, we feel about it because that's the beauty of it. We get to just do that.
Well, after all, this is a recap of the week, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about the gift of now, the freedom to choose, being in the joy. See, right now we're in the joy of the now because, you know, we did have a good week. We had a good week. We got lots of great information. And by the way, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching the replay, recap, the recording, wherever you're watching this, you know, there's some really good some information. So go look at the past videos and past lives. So going back, so what's our third one?
Your
Get
favorite one, our spiritual self.
Yeah.
Yes. It's how to take in and recognize our physical space, understanding that we can hold in so much stuff, or we can do muscle release work to find that physical joy, to feel lighter from that cognitive space. It's how to join in and become part of our human experience and really accept the things that are around us. And then, lastly, that emotional buildup, which is that range of emotions and empathy over sympathy. And I think, this week has really been a good way to test all of it in terms of how can we become even more empathic to one another. And this is our trust building and our rapport building, and really seeing, hey, how you feeling? How am I feeling? This is how we're feeling collectively. But we decided that we are now the good vibe tribe, and we want you to be part of the good vibe tribe. So listen to Wednesday. That was a whole lot of fun about our spiritual self.
It was. Yes, so it is my favorite. The spiritual aspect of it is my favorite because for me, that's where I find my balance. That's where I find my peace. That's where I find my joy. That's where it all starts to go out there. And by the way, we're in a very creative mode. So that's where my creative juices flow, right? Just I get all kinds of ideas. I get inspired. That gets me going physically, emotionally. So I think it's super important for each one of us to be able to identify where is our happy center. For me, it starts with the spiritual. For other people, it's the emotional aspect of it. Other people start with the physical. They get the body going, then the emotion. So it doesn't make a difference where, because it's all connected: physical, emotional, and spiritual. So whatever it is, whichever one is the base, starting with that, it takes the other. Like I know that I go for meditative walks. I mean, I will literally put in a guided meditation. I will go for a walk. So I'm combining the two. And it's kind of fun because I'm like walking around in a daze. Oh, life is beautiful, right? Yeah. But you know what? Um, everybody's walking around with their, headset or, earbuds and stuff on. So it doesn't really look that odd that you just like, in your own little world. Whereas years ago, it would have been an issue like, "Oh, what is wrong with that person?" But now everybody's kind of moving to their beat. So, what is your happy place there, Sherry? What's your happy place? What triggers which?
Oh, which triggers which?
Yeah, yeah. Is it the physical first, the
Oh,
emotional? Which one is? What's the base that triggers the other?
I think
The
people can
ripple
probably
effect.
guess this one by now with me is mine's the cognitive. When I get into my think tank, it's like all of a sudden I become mindful of my body and my space. And then I really wrap my emotions into how am I feeling, like how, when I do a body check, like a body scan. And I think we talked about that last week. And that really sets me up for how I'm going to approach my day. What is it I want to accomplish? What do I want to do? I use drive time is a huge space for me to get grounded and centered. And then just sitting and writing or doodling or reading something brand new. I love reading brand new things. We've established I'm not a TV watcher, but it's sometimes having something off in the background that allows me to just remind myself that I'm here and present in this moment. And then what is it that I want to feel? Or what is it I want to go after? And then I just dive right in. And so my spiritual center is really about super presence, understanding truly what is my body going through? Where is my
Mhm.
headspace going? And then all of a sudden hits a quiet. And when I explain it to my clients, that quiet, it's also known as peace. When things just don't feel in turmoil, my body's not going, hey, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, that's what I do. I just jump right in as soon as the thought says, hey, go there. Okay, let's go.
Mhm. Yeah. See, no, I like that. I like that because the more I learn to be free flowing, the more I lean into just follow the thought. Just it, more magic appears. So, whereas before I was like, I have to be in control, I have to be a certain way, I have to be doing. No, no. Now I'm just like, oh, that was an interesting thought. Where does it go? What are the possibilities? And and it's just everything is so much easier. So the power of now. Again, there are a lot of books on it out there. To grab some really good ones, whatever. whoever is your favorite author or your favorite coach, guru, whatever it is, right? If the way they're saying things and doing things resonates with you, just go with it. Go with it and learn more. So if we resonate with you, if you're resonating without the the happy tribe vibe, the whole bit, yeah, yeah. Wait. You forgot to bring one of your props. Well, no prop today.
No,
No, oh no,
no, I
no prop.
actually, because if you really want to know, it didn't arrive in time. It was a steering wheel. It was it was
Get
just
it,
a toy
driver.
steering wheel because people want so much control, and when they white knuckle life, you feel every
Yeah,
bump in the road. If you
yeah.
just learn to let go, it's a nice flow. And where do you want to drive your thoughts? Where do you want to drive your body? Where do you want to drive your anything and everything? So that would have been the prop. So everybody imagine with me, nice little steering wheel. We're cruising along. Okay, that was my prop for the day. His imagination is the prop for the day, folks. Yeah.
Imaginary. But you know what? That's that. So let's kind of wrap it up with this, right? Because it is the power of now. It is in the moment. Everything is well. Everything is okay in this moment. We don't know what yesterday, whatever that was going on, it's gone. And tomorrow, most of the plans that I made for tomorrow don't happen the way they're supposed to, according to me, anyways. So just the power of now. When tomorrow comes, we'll know what to do in that moment.
Mhm.
That in itself is just, so grab that imaginary steering wheel and just enjoy the scenery outside, whatever you're seeing, whether it's the ocean, if you're in California, it's the ocean on the right, if you're going down south. Well, I'm in California, Sherry's in Nevada, so no ocean for you. You got the
I
desert.
know, I know.
The
But I have a
desert.
great imagination, especially growing up, being born and raised in San Francisco. So
There
plenty
you
of
go.
memories.
Well, tumbleweeds are good. I mean, I saw quite a few tumbleweeds driving to Vegas. So, yeah, it's they have their own beauty. Anyway, the power of now, folks.
Yes, absolutely. We just go with it.
Yes, yes, it's the joy. Yeah, we're in the joy and the freedom of now. There you go. All is well in our world, and this is this week's recap. And we will see you next week with some really good stuff, you guys. Next week is all about really taking it to the next level. So we're doing hopeful, happy, joyful. Wait until you see next week. Okay, we're going to be having lots of fun. Happy, joyful, and free. Right. So
Yes.
freedom is next week. The choices we make that impact us today will impact us tomorrow. So how do we choose and be who we are and make choices that really resonate with us? And how do we impact our community, our family? And how do we what's the legacy we want to live? I mean, come on, we want to live it now and then we want to leave it when we go. What is that? So we can do anything we want. That's pretty cool. So, anyways, we'll see you next week, and we got lots of great information. Have a fabulous weekend. Thanks for joining us, Sherry. As always,
Thank you.
always
Thank
love
you.
doing this with you. Yay! Okay. Bye, everybody. We will see you Monday.